This is London with Bitcoin Spike. We have the moment you've been waiting for. Smash the like button if you've been trading Bitcoin and sit back for a few minutes. We're going to go through some details. Yes, we have this bell formation. The bump and run, guys, is breaking out right now to the upside. Taking a look at this, smash the like button, guys. I need to see that from you guys. Smash the like button if you've been trading yesterday. And this is going to be an interesting video. We're going to go over some VIP returns. But you know, yesterday, what did I go over with you guys in depth? I went over the flat top resistance, ascending line of support. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. Shout out to the VIP. Yes, I told you this is nearly, guys, nearly a requirement to revisit the top line resistance, ascending line of support. We see over 90%. Bam, return. You'll recall yesterday we were up in this zone. If you got caught up chasing price action without guys paying attention to VIP, I'll tell you guys, then you got cooked there. So nice return to function. I'm going to mark a level below that I'm going to get real bullish. Please pay attention. Let's look at this real quickly at 22,669. We have, I'm not going to call it an ambiguity. I will call it an imperfect ascending triangle. Let's say that. An ascending triangle with defects. We have a curl in feature here to resistance. Then we have this 1-2 resistance support. We do not have, note it guys, we don't have that secondary resistance to support. Flat top resistance is there. The only thing that would attract the price action to this specific level would be literally this micro feature here that was never revisited on the 5-minute. But pay attention. I have marked 22,668 as a level of interest, period. Now, let's sync that up with the reality that we are breaking out right now. Guys, we have faked out a few times on this pattern. You know that I have another pattern to discuss with you, and it's on my classic 77-minute time frame. You guys know, just like the 86% retracement, guys, that all your altcoins went to, the majority of your altcoins went to that 86, my level. Guys, I'm going to tell you, just custom levels, VIP stuff. Guys, the 77-minute time frame, make sure that you have it on your trading view set up, has a flat top resistance, ascending line of support. It is a beautiful pattern. Nice pattern. Now, let's talk about the details. The specific upside target is 3.66% to the upside. It's a conservative estimate there. 24,177 would be a sweet trade. We do have always, guys, anytime we have a flat top resistance and preceding price action in this zone, I want you to pay attention to these preceding levels as they may operate as a level of resistance. Breakout is required. We like the clean dynamics on that 77-minute. Always check out the 77-minute before you just jump in or out of, let's say jump into or out of a trade. There may be something hiding on that 77-minute. Look at that nice confirmation, guys, we're getting on that 77-minute in terms of this bump and run, the bell, as we call it. Look at this, guys. That's a nice move in process. Now, failure rate. What's the failure rate on this breakout? We're going to call this, guys, the exact information that we're provided in Top Shelf TA VIP. It's going to be 18%. I'm going to say 20%, but 18 to 20% failure possibility at this level here. We'll talk about the upside targets. I'm going to talk about a few other details. We're going to go over a Nasdaq. Okay, a Nasdaq comparison, because we just got the traders just got a real swift hello from the markets this last 24 hours. I would definitely pay attention to the entirety of this video for purposes of your understanding of the market and comparative TA. It's extremely, let's say time extremely well spent. Now, in terms of trades, guys, there's one for 8,800. Let's go through the VIP trades today. Let's get to today. Let me scroll down here. Appreciate your patience while I scroll down. Look at this, Venus, 213%. Guys, Venus is a player. She is the #1 contributor to the channel right now, guys, at over 10,000, and we love it, Venus. Look at that, 213%, another 75%. Boom, Venus, very nice. Here's a trade for 19,200. Another one for 10,000, almost 200, 10,100. Congratulations. Steve was hunting down price action. Steve, congratulations. Hunting down price action when there was no price action. And look at this, guys. We have Leon at 74%. We have Freddie kicking at 148%. These are today's trades, guys. Just today, Arturo, 36%, 56%, and 66%. And Anthony with 104%. Guys, continue to trade. Continue to trade. This is VIP, guys. Bitcoin spike. You'll join through this link here next to Texas. Then hit that first pin tweet. Tell me, hey, I'm VIP now. Guys, it's a mouthful very quickly, but hey, way to trade, guys. Way to trade. Another good VIP weekend. So we know that we have a problem with the daily MACD. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk about the comparatives that we achieved with the Nasdaq. First of all, we need to talk about this. Now, comparatives to the Dow Industrial, comparatives to the S&P 500. Hey guys, we can go there. Like I've got friends that work with S&P 500. We can do that. We can talk about the other indices, but the Nasdaq is the go-to tech sector index. It's the high risk, guys. High risk. Think tech sector, high risk, etc. Just technological componentry, componentry, and the way that they present themselves. Higher risk, guys. You're going to have more failures typically in the tech sector, and more advancement, potential for incredible gains. Hopefully not like .com era, but as we would look at this, let's dig into the technicals. Let's get away from the fundamentals, what and why we associate ourselves or correlate ourselves with the Nasdaq. The flat top resistance. Let's go to the 15-minute again. Now, I want you to pay close attention to this because yesterday, amidst complaints that, and yes, on the USD versus USDT pair, guys, I'm not going to talk about that. We like consistent technicals. The traders deserve consistent technicals while they're trading. They're using their hard-earned money or someone else's hard-earned money at times, and guys, we deserve concrete technicals. So that is not something that's not a regulatory issue, guys. That's a market issue. So to the extent that we demand solid technicals, there's nothing wrong with saying that we're entitled to them, guys. Between USD or USDT, etc., guys, it's a lot of some manipulation that goes on. There's no excuse for it. A flat top resistance, ascending line of support. Getting to the point here. What did this mirror nearly perfectly? Let me take this MACD signal guider off. This mirrored very nicely with the kick up the following, and you guys will like the technicals where we're heading on this discussion. This mirrored very nicely. If you guys got a screenshot of that, just a mental image, look at the Nasdaq on the hourly. Yesterday, as I was talking about the return to function here on the Nasdaq, do you see that nice, just bam, bridge into the prior preceding level of resistance, bam, confirming a support and trajectory to the upside. Boom. Very nicely done. You see how closely aligned that is with what we just accomplished on the Bitcoin chart. Very impressive, guys. They're just layovers. You see how impressive that is. Very well done. So that is notion number one. Notion number one in terms of the comparatives, the correlative that the market is providing you as a guys, it's beyond looking at a page in a book and saying, well, what's going to happen with the price action? Even beyond what are the statistics, what are the probabilities in terms of me booking a positive trade? You know, that gets a little more advanced. Like, one is you look at the book, you understand the materials. Two is what are the probabilities? You know, what are my statistical odds of making money on this specific trade? We're into comparative TA right now, guys. We're into comparative, and I'm going to say some implications, some what can we gain in terms of understanding of what the traders are being presented with, okay? What are they being presented with? And this is a very, very important statement that I'm about to make. I wouldn't have taken this time from you. I know your time is precious, especially on a weekend. Some of you will appreciate the fact I'm about to draw on the breakout of the bell formation, of the bump and run variation, guys, but of the bell formation. We rock the bells, boom, to the upside, guys. As I would draw this out, and the time frame is going to differ, this line across the top, but as we're breaking out with an expanding diagonal, guys, this is a bearish feature. This is where the discussion comes home in terms of the Nasdaq. I'll see if I can place this or put this together in terms of the discussion for you in an eloquent or succinct and I just want to be well spoken, guys. We want to get through this. I want to convey it to you properly. We're breaking out in a bearish pattern. we have the expansion to the upside, just as the expansion to the downside, the bells to the downside, guys. When we have the expansion to the upside, okay, to that upside, this is technically a bearish pattern. So the question is going to be, well, what can we gather from that? We're breaking out. We understand, okay, we have a 20% chance of failing, meaning back below the level of resistance into the body of the bell. We're just going to call this the bell, guys. Bump and run variation. The issue on the Nasdaq, I want you to take a mental screenshot, maybe an actual screenshot of this formulation, of this expansion with this bearish breakout. Let's go to the Nasdaq, guys. And this is London with Bitcoin Spike, former hedge fund owner, private, non-SEC, and not financial advice. It's not a security, Bitcoin, so we couldn't if we tried. But let's take a look at where Bitcoin is. Let's dig into the hourly. Let's dig into the hourly here. Now, in terms of the feature, we'll maybe go to the 4 hourly. Let's try and go to the 4 hourly. What we would look at on Bitcoin would be, maybe dig into the daily here, see if I can get more of this chart price action on the screen here. There we go. Now, as we're looking at the framework, at the features here, I want you to understand the Nasdaq is in a macro since the point of the initiation of the retracement of the tech sector of the USA, okay? United States stock markets, guys. They're just the biggest, guys, so arguable, the best, etc. We won't have that discussion. They're just the biggest. Their market cap is the biggest in the world. It's the biggest market cap for tech sector, guys. If you look at the New York Stock Exchange, etc., they're just the largest in the world. So we're definitely going to pay attention to them. Now, looking at the framework here, what do we notice? Because we just looked at the chart with Bitcoin. You guys know we had that expansion. We had the bump and run variation. We'll call it the bell. We like to rock these bam to the upside. It's a bullish pattern, very bullish pattern. This is the runaway potential. The runaway potential for, as you know this, for the Nasdaq. This could change the scope of 2022, guys, for the markets. This could be the end of the bear market. I'm telling you guys. So, but what do we have? What do we have? We just looked at this on the framework of Bitcoin. You guys know that. We just looked at the bell formation. We just looked at that bump and run variation. We want to rock it to the upside. Well, we do have a bit of a bearish feature. Now we're talking. Now we're doing that comparative analytic. Now we're looking at Bitcoin and Nasdaq. Now, mind you, Bitcoin is on the micro. Okay, Bitcoin is on the micro. However, okay, the Nasdaq is on the daily. All right, so as we're looking at breaking out on that, let's say the hourly or the 15-minute time frame for, and look, guys, same dynamic in play. Now we're just a bit premature here. Haven't broken out of this formation, very bullish formation, but we're doing so in, and wait, just wait, guys, just wait. Okay, we're doing so in a bearish pattern. So what does that tell us? Well, we're gonna dig a little deeper, guys. But looking at that daily chart on the Nasdaq, then looking at the, and guys, this is just advanced TA. This is what we do in terms of the breakout feature here. Let's go back to the 15-minute on Bitcoin, and you guys will see. Now we're starting to see maybe something's being communicated to the traders. You guys will have to dig into it, right? And we're about to, right? But between the 77-minute, all right, we got a really bullish feature on my favorite time frame. We've got a just a carbon copy kind of setup here. Now we're a little more advanced in terms of this bell. Rock the bell to the upside, bam. This bump and run variation is already breaking out. So that's one distinguishing factor between Bitcoin right now and that macro chart. This is the 15-minute chart, right? But the same dynamics. We have the bullish feature with the bearish breakout. You got it, guys. And pay attention to this. This is nice. This is top shelf TA, guys. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Zero apologies. If you're not VIP, guys, I have no idea what you're doing. I literally have no idea what you're doing, but we are VIP. I'm VIP. We're all VIP, guys. Now, in terms of the Nasdaq, what do we get to do? What do you mean, what do we get to do? Well, we get to look at preceding price action, right? So we get to see, well, you know, let's look at TA. It is the application of preceding price action brought forward to try and direct our current expectations in terms of where price is heading. What are the possibilities? We're looking at that daily Nasdaq. And guys, I think the more attention you pay to the Nasdaq, you'll like it, guys. It is it's securities based, so we're not all over it all the time. But you guys know, former hedge fund, private, non-SEC, and not financial advice. So looking at the framework, oh well, okay, 2000 and 2019, 2018. Okay, I see. We have already pulled this move off. Okay, the Nasdaq's already given us an example of what a bump and run, a bell, rocket, boom to the upside. This is not a new idea. Rock the bells, guys. So in terms of this feature, how do we apply this? Well, I guess we would have to also do something like this, guys, and say, well, during this framework as well, that the Nasdaq, and look at this, because the expectation, this is pushing the limits. This is what can happen to you if you get too trapped into a bearish mindset, guys. Pay attention to this. Look at the 2018-19 run, the break, the rock the bell, boom to the upside. Look at what happened. Well, you had an expansion. You had a leading, expanding diagonal. And what does that mean? Well, technically speaking, by the materials registered in and with the U.S. Library of Congress, guys, okay, Elliott Wave International, well, technically, this is a bearish feature. We're breaking out of the bullish pattern with a bearish feature. So what does that mean? Well, technically, we're going to want to break this line of support. Well, we sure did. Well, look at this, guys. Bam! Up here. This is why I'm bringing this to your attention. I want you to expand your horizons. 146 days, 134 days, guys. 5 months down the road, we decided to recognize this quote-unquote bearish pattern with a break to the downside through the level of support. Guys, redefine what you think is possible. If you see something and you want to interact on it immediately, understand. Yes, now, guys, you see this in context. All right, what is the expectation? Well, the expectation, what we're nearly certain of, okay, what we're nearly certain of is at some point, the Nasdaq, we're going to apply this to Bitcoin in a few minutes. Nice, huh? Nice, guys. You see this? Nice stuff, huh? Bam, rock the bell. Breakthrough level of support. Bam, rock the bell. We'd like to see that and break through the level of support. I'm going to tell you the near certainty exists in the following, guys. Just very high probabilities, guys. Very high probabilities. Won't say near certainty. But the fact that at some point we're going to break this level of support. However, pay attention to this, guys. That's what makes it a bearish pattern. However, the Nasdaq is telling the traders, you remember that 5 months you had to wait to break that pattern? Yeah, well, why don't you just make sure you consider that in context here, guys? Big deal. I want you to frame things in line with the preceding lessons, and I say the comparatives, but the lessons that the market has presented to us, right? We're not going to be doing very well if we don't consider those fully. So this is for VIP. I spend this time for VIP, guys, bottom line. And again, if you're not VIP, I have no idea what you're doing. I have no idea what you're doing because, this is for VIP, and we know that. So in terms of, maybe a few stragglers out there, but we got a great group, so I just say that. In terms of the application now, let's bring it on home, guys. Let's bring this on home. Let's go back to the 15-minute time frame of Bitcoin. Now, this looks really familiar, doesn't it? Except what? Well, now you're willing to do something like this. Yeah, now you're at least prepared in line. Now, I would not have gone this far in terms of the technicals, but we received a perfect, guys, just perfect. You know this. We received a perfect par on par, and I appreciate, guys, all of you watching and definitely hitting the like button, all that good stuff. And we appreciate the guys in the back. I do this for the guys in the back. I brought up the Nasdaq yesterday. Boom. Par on par with the flat top resistance, ascending line of support. Tough move. I'm going to tell you, tough move, guys. She doesn't make it easy. Bitcoin. We received that exact copy duplicate of the specific, guys, the specific hourly. Looking at this framework one more time. Look at this, guys. You betcha. Bam. Back into. It's just, guys, it is as perfectly crafted to inspire or require. Listen, guys, to inspire or require, if you know the Nasdaq, if you know Bitcoin, a return to the technical comparatives, bottom line. It's required. You just saw that pattern on the Nasdaq. Look at this pattern repeat on Bitcoin. Bam, bam. Ascending triangle, bam, bam, right? And let's go back one more time just to reframe this Nasdaq. Ascending triangle, bam, bam. Just the framework of it is par on. So to the extent that that it is inviting the traders who know of the Nasdaq, who know of Bitcoin, to draw the comparatives and to really just at least, guys, I want to say this now. What does this mean? Let's just wrap this up. We don't want to get esoteric with it, right? We don't want to get out in the clouds. But what this means is that this, yes, is a bearish function, potentially even still, to the extent that this would be expanded. And just take this lesson home, guys. Take this lesson home. Put it in the memory banks that while we're trying to learn from the preceding price action, the best we can do is apply the lessons immediately that the market has provided the traders, and to do so with a, let's just say a, I wouldn't say a measured tone, but with the understanding that one of the greatest things of the market is its ability to surprise the traders. Yes, do the analytics. Yes, look into the background. Yes, look at all the variables. But I'll tell you one thing. Anyone, guys, who was looking at this pattern right now and had no context of that preceding 2018, 2019, okay, step by the Nasdaq. I mean, guys, anyone who's looked at it is now saying, yes, but we could actually go all the way up through here and eventually potentially break it in this zone. Very important because, guys, just adjusting your perspective, whether or not it's necessarily on this move or a future move, let's keep that in mind. Let's register that, because that's a lot of leeway, guys. That's a lot of power, bullish power that could be hidden. And we would like to see that, guys. So we'd like to see that bullish power hidden within Bitcoin, as it's been hidden in Nasdaq. Just that relentless pursuit. You guys know, once those equities get going, they get going. Bitcoin's the same way. So we're going to borrow that from, just as we borrowed the flat top resistance ascending line of support, that hit here, boom. And I hope you guys got that trade last night. If you did, congratulations. It was not an easy move. I caught it. I did, guys. I caught that. Boom. That was not easy. I'm going to tell you, it just was not. It's never, you guys, if you're in a short, it's never nice watching price continue to just traject up and up and up. So what did I do? I just hammered into the sucker, guys. I was in a short here. And so what did I do? I compounded into the sucker. She wanted to move further away from me. Bring it. Bam, bam, bam. I'm telling you guys, I'm not soft on the trade approach or trade tactic. And what did she finally do? Boom. But let's just show you. Let's talk about it. Well, it wasn't an easy trade. Let's go through what that trade did. And I appreciate you guys. Some of you guys really want to see this stuff. You really want to get into the details on TA. What did we have up here? Yeah, this was solid, guys. This was, I powered into an ascending triangle up and above the ascending triangle. She was trying to repeat. As you guys looking at this, this was a severe move. This was a severe move. Was that on the 3-minute? I found this on the 3-minute, maybe on other time frames as well. But what did I find, guys? This was my second hammer in to short level. Hammered in here. Bam again, and boom to the downside. So yeah, it's not for the guys. It's not for the it's not for the light and guys. You got to be heavy-handed. You got to know what you're doing. So as we look at this, I've reviewed the Nasdaq in some depth. Some people will find this of interest, at least in terms of the preceding patterns. What can you extrapolate from them? What can you derive from those preceding price structures, from the even getting into the technicals? Obviously, we do that frequently between RSI, MACD, monthly, weekly, etc. But now you have a different frame of analytics to go through as VIP. It's the type of additional steps that I want you to incorporate into your trade tactics. Now, the best thing about this bump and run is the following, guys, and I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry we didn't stream. Just want to make sure everybody gets this full message without a doubt. Now, in terms of the potential for the move to the upside, we're going to call this, guys, we're just going to go ahead and call this on a quick draw, that there's a 25% chance. 25% chance. I just tell you guys, there's a 25% chance of us heading to 27,700. What is that? 27,207. 27,200. Easy for me to say. 27,207. I've got my scriptural small right now, trying to read it. There we go. 27. You go on the right-hand side. 27,207. On the right-hand side. There we go. Shout out to J Mac. I see you there right now. What's up, J Mac? Now, that'd be a 16.99% move. Mind you, I said a 25% chance that we would go to that level. What does that mean? That means you have a 75% chance that you are not going to 27,000. With this pattern formation, with this pattern dynamic, okay? So if that's our goal, 27,000, the probabilities, we would need to put forth a different pattern to get us there if we want a highly probable, guys, a high statistical probability of getting there. You guys know that. So I want to bring that up. Guys, we've gone through the stats, the statistics, etc. Not to be redundant with that statement, but the probabilities or the statistics, pardon. In terms of moves, I'd say back to this level here, the initiation of this specific bump and run pattern. Achieving up to that 38.2 to the 23.6, much higher odds of getting up to the preceding, let's say the initiation of this expansion, of that bell, of the bump and run. Much higher odds. We'll go through the specifics, guys, as we need to. Let's get up and out. I'll tell you if one thing on these patterns, you're going to be reminded continually of one thing. These are difficult to trade on breakout. Guys, they're difficult to trade on breakout. Please listen to what I just said. You will be forced to, guys, go through the ringer if you trade these on breakout. They're difficult. It's always best to find a well-suited midline position, guys, to carry forward the probability that we would break out. These are much more comfortable. I'm in a trade right now. Just remind yourselves that I said that and pay attention when I say things like that, please. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. I'm going to invite you all to join our channel. Guys, don't join our channel. Join the #1 trade group. We had over 130 VIP the first month, more than any other station, guys. I think ever. Bottom line, guys. Join with this link or hit the YouTube join button. You can also hit the thanks button. Ain't about the money, guys. Just let me know you're doing well. Let me know you're doing well, right? Hey, thank you. We're doing well. I am VIP. You'll go ahead and tweet. The response to the first pinned tweet for you, if you have just joined, will be I am VIP. You'll do that to the first pinned tweet. And yes, we'll put you back in the winner's circle, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Venus with a 213.75%, a 19.2 thousand, a 10.1 thousand. These are trades today. Steve with some short moves there, small moves. 74%. Liam, congratulations. Freddie, 148%. Arturo with 36%. 56%, 66%. Anthony, my man, with 104%. Anthony, we love when you trade. Arturo, we love when you trade. Freddie, we love when you trade. Hey, guess what, Liam? We love when you trade. And Venus, guess what? We love when you trade. That's the bottom line. You guys know that. I'm going to go ahead and just shout out to all the VIP. Watch this 77-minute. Guys, that's my special time frame. We are still in the zone of the weekly 200 moving average. Let's get up and out. I know this is a dedicated video. This is a dedicated video, and it's going to be to those principles involved in TA for the extrapolation of the Nasdaq, and given the very, very nice conformance with this specific pattern formation, I just want to shout out to anyone anywhere who could be involved in something like that. But when we get a repeat pattern like this, I don't think it's coincidence. I think it's a pretty special deal. So shout out to anybody behind the scenes anywhere. Not sure where that would be, but this is London with Bitcoin Spike. Guys, let's go and trade. Let's trade. Let's trade this breakout, guys, if we can. With what, guys? Really preceding. And that would be one thing. Why does I say that? That is a good point, because we talked about it. I'm glad I said that right before we left. And in terms of this, you guys know I always throw something in at the end, but this is a good one to throw in. In terms of the breakout of this bell formation, rock the bell to the upside, what do we have? Well, we do have an ascending triangle here. So as a saving grace, I think this is a nice confluence, to tell you the truth, because now there's nothing wrong with trading an ascending triangle at breakout, at this sweet spot. You guys know this. I always line this out in terms of the sweet spot for an ascending triangle. I use a pitchfork, this top level here. This is the sweet spot. Flat top resistance, ascending line of support here. And yes, this would justify the breakout trade on the bell. I'll rarely say that. I will rarely say that. So caught myself before we cut tape here. This is London with Bitcoin Spike, guys. Let's go. Let's go. And that will definitely justify the hype towards the beginning in terms of the breakout. Remind yourselves, guys. I always try and check myself somehow if I can in terms of hype, being too excited. I don't want people to overplay something, but we've rectified that quite well. And guys, I'll be around in the back. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Let's do it, guys.